didn't quite hear you mess with the wrong bitch. So I heard you're back in town, then haven't changed a bit, man. You get off talking down to the little man. Time you get what you deserve. Wow, you're so fucking stupid. Been a while since my head was this polluted. Lucky I know my own word. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, but I like your blood on my teeth. Just a little too much. So bite me, slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah. Little girl gon' cut the gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear ya. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands on my head, help every day. You ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I like a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya. Did you think I'd be easy? Snap me like bamboo. Hold me into the sole of your jackboot. Wish I could bottle the taste. Cause I drink up that look on your face. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, but I like your blood on my teeth. Just a little too much. So bite me, slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah. Little girl got the gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear you. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge of honor. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands in my head, help every day. You ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I like a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands in my head, help every day. You ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I like a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya.
I hope everybody's okay today. Living their best life. Loving this beautiful weather, even if it's raining outside. Does my sound okay? I think I got everything set up correctly the right way. I think so. Hey, Scott H. Slinging some hearts my way. I love them. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much. I hope everybody's doing good. Can you drop a 1 in the chat if you hear me okay? Please, that would be great. I'm always worried that my mic comes, I move everything around too much. Way too much. Hey, Sleuth Mom. Oh, I love seeing Sleuth Mom in the chat. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you very much. Yeah, Lenny, thank you. I started this comment because I wanted to put that up. A victim identity is the belief that the past is more powerful than the present, which is the opposite of the truth. It's the belief that other people and what they did to you are responsible for who you are now, for your emotional pain or your inability to be your true self. The truth is that the only power there is contained within this moment. It's the power of your presence. Once you know that, you also realize that you're responsible for your inner space. Now, nobody else is, and that the past cannot prevail against the power of the now. See, I mess up sometimes when I'm reading too. By the way, I just want to put this out there into the world before I say my hello. Saying that I talk as if I'm reading from a book or accepting an award is actually a compliment. Thank you for that. I appreciate compliments. Hey, Eliza. How are you? I hope you're doing good. I enjoyed time on your panel, and apparently it triggered some folks. So there were some ugly things that were said. I just want to address a couple of them because facts are important. I think we all know. Hey, I love Alta. Welcome back, my friend. It's been a great thing to get to know so many people that I haven't known at all, quite contrary to what a lot of people would like to believe. That's right, Frosty. You like a textbook. That's a win to me too. Just means I'm educated. That's all. Don't be afraid of education. Ever. Just don't do it. Soup is in the house, y'all. We got some soup in the house. Welcome, everybody. Sophie's mama. It's always so good to see you. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're having an awesome day. Hey, Italian girl. Hope you're having a great day. Precious things. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Not going to keep you guys too long this evening. I just got a couple things I want to clear up. Some wicked, crazy, unbelievable, ridiculous accusations roaming around, and yeah, I just want to definitely put those out there. I want to make sure those who do go seek the truth and the effects of a situation, I just want to make sure that they at least find them. Lee Marie, why does your name still say evil? Damn it! You better knock it off. She's not evil. She just wants us to think she's evil. Hello, Boomer Sooner baby. How are you? I hope you're doing wonderful. JBT is in the house. I love some JBT, man. That's my broho there. I hope everybody's doing great. Hey, Six Up Media, how are you? I hope you're doing good. My sugar pie, honey bun, sweet little snickerdoodle love bug, sister wife, all the things. That's me and Six Up. Sitting on the porch, drinking coffee in the morning and sweet tea at night, just jamming away. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the hearts for Cody. I appreciate that. I appreciate you very much. Pearl DeVere. Hello, lovely. I hope you're doing good. I love to hear Pearl talk, by the way. I love it, love it, love it. I love Pearl's accent and her voice and her wisdom. It's all amazing. Hey, Diz-I-Am. How are you? I probably should slow down my speaking because it seems to be a little too fast for people who have problems with their wording. Diz, what do you think, man? Diz is awesome. I love seeing Diz come in. Thank you, Diz. I love you, man. You know what I'm saying? Janice, how are you? I hope that you're doing good. Hope you're doing wonderful. Susan Georgia Peach. I'm glad that you're here, Susan Georgia Peach, because there's probably going to be a comment come up here in a little bit that's going to piss you off too. Because see, people say stuff and they don't even realize what they're talking about. They talk out both sides of their ass and they speak on things they know nothing about, that they've not been a part of, that they're stupid to, but they still want to have an opinion about those things, especially when no one asked them to. See, I have opinions about things when people ask me to have opinions about things. And when the opinions that I have don't align with the statement that they're trying to make and the label that they're trying to put on people, then it turns into a fight. Isn't this crazy how shit goes? That when you agree with people, you're friends. But when you disagree, you have to be enemies. And that's just not something that I'm gonna co-sign or line up to. It just doesn't make sense to me. Hello, Jordan. Thank you. I think you're beautiful as well. I appreciate you. I'm not saying it, but I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna pin it, but I'm not gonna say it. I ain't doing it. It still says evil, man. Gosh, dang. I love when Scott H pops in my chat. What up, man? I hope you're doing great and staying cool down there. We're not far away from each other. I know how hot it is here. Hello, Coco. Listening while watering the garden. That's right. Good job. Thank you. Hey, Michelle E. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. The good Tiffany. I love seeing the good Tiffany. Just made it home. I'm glad that you got home safe. That's super important. Hey, Rocco. How are you? I love that picture. I could just hug that baby. He's so cute. He's super so cute. I hope everybody is doing wonderful. I'm going to try really hard to not make this a long stream because, oh man, it's just killer. True Crime Chucky. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. See, not everybody thinks that I talk too much. I mean, isn't that why we're here, is to talk? People come into your chat to hear what you have to say, not dead silence. If it's that, if it's just all silence, people don't generally stick around. So if you have a message or something to say, I mean, that's what you do. You talk, but I sound like I'm talking out of a textbook. So I'm going to try to stop that so that people hear me. Okay. Yeah, textbook. Like, did they think that that was like some kind of jab or something? It just means I'm educated. I can use my words properly. Sometimes I mess up. I'm not perfect. Are you kidding me? Far from perfect. But I mean, you definitely complimented me. I'm cool with that. That's right. Nothing ugly can touch me. Thank you. I like being a bright light for people. Even if it's just to say, hey, you can do better or you did better than yesterday. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm going to do. Hey, Chris. Tango Ray. Yeah, I'm so glad everybody's here. Listen, if you're under a troll account, I'm going to pop it in the chat right now. But hey, we welcome trolls, the good kind. We like the good trolls. Sometimes they come in with funny names and we interact and they make the chat pretty awesome. So if you're a good troll, you are so welcome here. Don't come in doxing. Once you get blocked, that's it, permanent. So if you try to change your name later, it's not coming back. I don't condone doxing. Speaking of which, here in a little bit, hey Texas girl, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. You might be a little upset about some of the shit that was said earlier that we're gonna address here shortly. Hey Denise, I got your emails and I'm putting something together for you as we speak. I took a break to log in and pop up on this one. But if you can, stick around for that part because, everybody knows something. Everybody knows about Bombshell, right? The word they are desperately searching for and failing to find are eloquence, erudition. See, Pearl, that's a word I don't know. Erudition, I'm going to have to look that one up. Emotional intelligence. These are not insults. Absolutely, they're not. They're not saying I sound like I'm reading from a textbook. And I do talk too fast. I do talk very fast, but apparently I just got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? We got you jealous. If you didn't know, Six Up Media is my sugar pie, honey bun, snickerdoodle, sweet britches, lover girl, sister wife, neighbor, sister buddy, BFF, all of the things. If you didn't know that. You're spectacular. Pixie on her way to go to the fair with me. Oh, you guys have fun. Be careful and have tons of fun. Right? People don't generally speed me up, but when they do, it does sound crazy. That's what it sounds like. So if you're speeding me up and acting all crazy, I mean, I guess, do you, boo? Do you? Nico Japcat. I love seeing you come in the chat also, and I love your picture. Thank you for being here. Welcome. We threw a wrench on you. Oh, wrenches are going to come up here shortly too. I'm going to explain it again for the 5th time. My favorite month, September. Hello, sweetie. How are you? I hope you're doing great. Hope you're doing awesome. Yeah, I care less about the headline, a little bit about the weather. My back kind of rolls with it, but I just roll. I just go with the flow, man. I just wake up every day and I go with the flow. The real cornbread. How are you? Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. The real cornbread. I love cornbread. I'm sure everybody else does too, but I really love cornbread. Hey, Widow 33. I don't think you're a troll, hon. Not at all. I need to find you in the chat though, so I can put a wrench on you because the whole doxing stuff. Like I don't know who's getting doxed and who's not, but I want to prevent it. So it doesn't matter who it is. Any side, all sides of the sides. I don't want anyone doxed in this chat. Hey, Tater. I love you, Tater. I hope you're staying cool. Tragedy Pimps. How are you? Remember when her intro used to be Tragedy Pimps Exposed or something like that? I loved it. And then I found out who said it. Like, what? I think if I missed anybody, listen, hey, Valerie, listen, we're not talking about peeners tonight because that roused up a whole group of people that's crazy. But I am going to reveal who the porn bomber was. I'm going to reveal who it was because all these people think that I'm accusing them of porn bombing. Get out of here with that, you victim. But that's the only amount of peeners that we're going to talk about, Valerie. But isn't it weird that right when I'm getting ready to mention peeners, you once again pop into the chat? It's like that miracle that if you say it 3 times, they show up. And it's Valerie's here for the peeners. Damn it, Valerie. Eliza. Yeah, eat some funnel cake for me too. for sure. Lenny, how are you? I always love seeing you. I'm meeting all of you guys, and I love it. I love it. I think you guys are just genuinely good people. Your son left for the fair too. We had the local fair here in West Virginia, the county fair not long ago. Yep. Does cartwheel and curtsy with my wee wrench. Apparently, it pisses a lot of people off whenever I toss wrenches. But like, what? I do what I want with my chat. They can do what they want with their chat. But I know the moderators that are here since the beginning, Lise and Lee Marie, Lise Levesque and Lee Marie, let me tell you that they run the chat and sometimes they have their hands full, and I don't like that, but they set the rules for me when it comes to the chat. Outside of terms of service, I make things as easy as possible for them because they contribute to the space by moderating and being managing moderators. And so I'm going to explain this one more time for all of those idiots and victims and people who refuse to understand. The way this works in my chat, I don't expect it to be anywhere else, but in my chat specifically, I toss wrenches as needed. So if I'm talking about specific people, I usually toss a wrench on them because if there's some doxing that comes in, they're going to recognize it and see it before anyone else does. If there's troll accounts that have been targeting them, they're going to see that and recognize that before anyone else does. They can click on the link, go grab the URL. That's why I do it. But let me explain something. The people that I've grown to call very good friends on this platform, that I have conversations with on the phone outside of this space, I trust them. They know more about people in this sector than I do. And so when one or all of them send me a message and tell me that it's probably not a great idea based on behaviors or whatever they feel, I take the wrench. When it comes in the chat, I answer to them because they're the ones responsible for making sure that the chat is keeping up with terms of service and that nobody's coming in being an asshole. That's why I do it. So if I gave Purple a wrench and then took it right back, that's why. Because I was told it wasn't a good idea. And I listen to the people that I've learned to care about, that have my back, know that I have their back, and that's how it goes. Sometimes when we're not talking about anybody or anything specific, I don't throw wrenches at all. If I do, I know who to toss them to. And it just so happens nobody messed with the chat that night. So I didn't do the wrong thing with that. No one's going to tell me that I did. It's your chat. Toss wrenches to who and when you want. And I'll do that over here. And if you don't like it, well, too bad. If one of my normal everyday moderators tells me not to give a wrench to somebody, I listen to them. See, that's that conversation thing. That's having the ability to listen and to speak and be heard. Imagine that. Imagine that. Give me 1 second. Turn a light on. Looks like it's going to storm. So let me go over here. Wee Frosty says that if she didn't say hello to everyone, forgive her. She's very old. Her wee fingers might fall off. That's not true. We love you. Right, 6 Up. I mean, if everybody, and I'm not talking about who they're talking about. They want to make this about the jerks and about 6 Up Media, but it's not. I tossed wrenches to both sides, and I actually said at one point, hey, the Kill Shot Report, how are you? I actually even said, if you're from the other side, please make yourself known so that I can wrench you. That happened 2 or 3 times. There were 2 or 3 wrenches. Okay. No one is ever going to tell me that they know better for my chat than the moderators that I've had since day one, because they've never let me down. 100%, they've never let me down. They tell me something's not right or safe, I'm not doing it. I ain't doing it. This is their chat. We have conversations about what we allow and what we don't allow, but I love my moderators. That's why I don't call them mods and subs. Because when you say subs, I don't know if you're talking about submissives or subscribers or, something. I mean, I don't treat people like that. Nobody works for me. They contribute to this space. This is their space also. So I listen to them. So, It's kind of how that goes. I like to have as much of an open chat as possible, with the exception of making sure that there's no doxing going on, which is why I gave the other side and the other side, both sides, wrenches that night, because I don't know people's real names and where they live and all of the things about them, because it's not my business, but I wanted to prevent that. So I could sit here and victimize myself and be like,
see, guys, see? It's acceptable. What I said was, it's just not acceptable.
I could do that if I wanted to, but I'm not. I'm just going to put it out there for the very last time. Accept it or not, shove it up your ass. I don't really care. It is what it is. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You're going to do what you're going to do. And we don't have to care about that. I mean, after all, this all comes back from asking me to research an allegation that I believe to be not true. We don't even have to agree on that. But it's just proof that when somebody disagrees, this is what it turns into. Stream after stream after stream of bullshit. Like just straight bullshit. And then anywhere I go and where I'm seen and all of this stuff turns into that person. Now that person is a target. Now the conspiracies go so deep, I'm not even going to call them a rabbit hole. But for those whose words are hard, I'd like to give some context here. Does everybody see this word, petulant? There's a difference between petulant and perpetual. So when you're talking about the title of someone's live stream and you fuck it up as bad as what you did, I just want to help. I want to make it clear. Yes, Lisa Levesque. Let me pull up her channel. Petulant. The definition, it's an adjective, the definition of a person or their manner, childishly, sulky, or bad-tempered. He was moody and petulant. Synonyms of petulant: cranky, fractious, impatient, irritable, perverse, sullen, testy, and whiny. For those that struggle with the difference. Now let's see what perpetual means. Perpetual means never ending or changing, occurring repeatedly, so frequent as to seem endless and uninterrupted. Now let's look at some synonyms of perpetual: ceaseless, constant, continued, continuous, endless, enduring, eternal, and incessant. There's always a lesson to be learned. Like I said, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Yeah, I just lost the ninjas. Whatcha? Okay. Let's talk about the victim mentality, can we? Before we get into this content. Right. Basically a spoiled, rotten, entitled, fit-throwing brat in a grown woman's body. Boom. That's exactly what it is. Thank you, Killshot. I subscribed to your channel. Absolutely, I did. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. 11 signs of the victim mentality. If this sounds familiar to you, well, don't say I didn't tell you. Constantly blaming other people or situations for feeling miserable. They possess a, quote, life is against me, end quote, philosophy. They think others are purposely trying to hurt them. They're cynical or pessimistic. They feel powerless to change their circumstances. They enjoy sharing their tragic stories with other people. They enjoy sharing their tragic stories with other people. They enjoy sharing their tragic stories with other people. Lee, I think you set your phone down again. Sorry, I love Alta. I think Lee's rogue modding, not rogue modding. I think she set her phone down again and her hand hit it. Sorry about that. It might have been me too, because I was clicking on. I got 3 screens here I'm clicking on. Sorry about that. I love Alta. Yeah, Lee drops her phone. Okay, where were we? Oh, okay, here we were. They enjoy sharing their tragic stories with other people. Number 7, they have a habit of blaming, attacking, and accusing those they love for how they feel. They're constantly putting themselves down. They believe they're the one and only person being targeted for mistreatment. They refuse to analyze their beliefs or improve their life. Even when things go right, they find something to complain about. Now, let's talk about emotional abuse quickly before we get into this content. 9 signs of emotional abuse: physical and verbal aggression, gaslighting and manipulation. Hey, Heather. Hey, Mazikeen. Welcome. Thanks for popping in. Hey, Heather. Constant criticism and belittling, blame shifting and deflection, emotional blackmail, public humiliation, playing victimhood, double standards and hypocritical behavior. Hey, True Crime with Eve. And dominating behavior. Does that ring a bell with anybody? I mean, it does with me. Now I want to take you to the gray rock method because this is important. And I'm going to drop a link in the chat here to show you where you can find this information and look up and read all about it yourself. It's called the gray rock method for anybody who's not quite aware of this. I just saw something. Does that ring a big bell? I don't want to mispronounce your name. Jolnir, is that how you say it? If not, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yeah, it probably rings a bell for a lot of people, right? Gray Rackham. I do my own sound effects, by the way. That's another talent of mine since I'm so perfect. Get out of here. The gray rock method. I dropped a link that will take you to an article online about the gray rock method. The gray rock method is a strategy for protecting yourself from abusive or toxic friends, partners, coworkers, or family members. This is me reading, not speaking. Hey, Commander Ender Turkey. This method theorizes that when dealing with an emotionally abusive, toxic, or narcissistic person, withholding your reactions can put a stop to their behaviors. If you show no emotion, they won't get the thrill or enjoyment out of their harmful behavior. It's important to note that the person may get very upset when you withhold your reactions. However, right after the anger or escalation, you may get the behavior you want if you continue to gray rock the person. It may not always be safe to attempt gray rocking on your own. If you are concerned for your safety, consider talking with a mental health professional who can help advise you on how to use this method while providing emotional support. Now, I'm going to share a link in the chat. We're almost to the content. Texas girl. So that's about the gray rock method. Now I have, for anybody who may or may not have a victim mentality living in McVictimville, I would like for you can click on this. It will take you to where you can purchase this quiz. I'm going to show you what it looks like here. Share this tab. And we're going to get to content. Okay. Victim mentality quiz. I just dropped the link if you're interested in purchasing that. Questions that you answered. These are just some of them, some of the statements that you would click true or false to. I have a lot of people in my life that have had good luck, and that is why they are in a better position than me. I must have done something really horrible in a past life because nothing I do ever works out. I feel like something is always going wrong in my life. I often feel sorry for myself. I often engage in negative self-talk. I always expect the worst to happen. I feel that there is nothing that I can do about the bad things that have happened to me. Hey, TJ, how are you? I believe that everyone else has an easier life than me. There is always so much drama in my life. I tend to lack self-confidence. Here we go. Next page. Victim mentality quiz. Take responsibility for the things that have happened in your life. See, I made a mistake there. Whoop. Hey, cracking asses. How are you? Stop making excuses. Decide to move forward and let go of the past. Understand that most people make their own luck in life. Minimalize and eliminate self-pity. Otherwise, you remain stuck. Identify what you have the power to control in your life and take charge. So, I just wanted to bring attention that there is awareness out there, okay? You can take that quiz. I dropped the link for that. Please click on that. Yeah, please click on it. Go buy it. See if you got a problem with victim mentality. Just for your own self, right? Let it go, let it go, let the past go. I got you. Good to see you, cracking asses. How are you? I hope you're doing good, man. You just finished frying chicken. Oh, guess what that reminds me of? Here we go. Is Soup here? Soup, I got a feeling would enjoy this very much.
In a minute, I'ma need a sentimental man or woman to pump me up. Feeling fussy, walking in my Balenciennes, trying to bring out the fabulous. Cause I give a fuck way too much. I'ma need like 2 shots in my cup. Wanna get up.
That's for you, Soup. I love it. I know, right, Lee? It's amazing. Okay, now let's move on to the bullshit at hand here today. Please note, desperation is really low. It's really out there. That's my jam, man. Nico Jabcat. So that's my song. Right? I think it's a twerky. All right, so I'm going to pull up some content here. And I have a few comments to make on this because we all need to be corrected sometimes, including me, especially when you're just spewing a bunch of bullshit, trying to evoke a reaction out of those that are listening to you. Valerie, hold tight because we're going to get to the peener bombs. Okay, we're going to get to those. That's right, Tater. Positive thoughts equal positive results. 100. Hell yeah, tragedy pimps exposed. Hippie-porium. I should send you some yoga routines that would help you. You don't even know how flexible you can be. It's amazing. I know that torn piece of paper. Kill shot. No pins. No pins. I'm sorry. We got to discuss it because there's some wild accusations going around out there. Like, what the fuck is wrong with folks? I got to be careful cussing because Chasing Truth gets on to me about it. She did the one time when I talked about Ziggy, which also is going to come up later. Right, Daphne? Everybody, please eat a Rolaids. Or 3. Okay, let me get here to 13. First off, let me drop the link, okay, because I'm all about fair use, which will also come up again. Earth Love, how are you? Why is your wrench always freaking gone? What's up with your stuff, girl? Come on now. Okay, let me pull up this link here quick. Raw, real, uncut video link. I've got it ready to copy and paste right here. Don't just listen to me. Go fact check for yourself. But this is what we're going to talk about. And I know that's what she's been wanting. She's been wanting everybody talk about her. Okay. So let's start. I've got some timestamps here. Let me just show you how these people, no matter what, they can't just walk away from a situation and say, I have a difference of opinion. I can agree to disagree and still respect the person, which I feel like I have really tried very hard to be. But when it gets to the point where I have to work to respect somebody, it's best for me to just not acknowledge them anymore, because I'm not living with any type of negativity like that on a daily. I enjoy being on this platform. I feel like I give as much as I receive from people on this platform. No, I'm not talking about money because I'm not monetized. So stop lying, saying that I am, because I'm not. That's by choice. Okay. I'm not monetized, and I still got the same survey about becoming a partner to the new whatever the hell that survey was. I'm not even monetized, and even I got it. But anyway, let's listen to some dumbness. And then let me show you some truth, because I guess looking for facts is a little bit too hard. So let me start with this.
I gotta show the behavior of.
Can everybody hear that okay? I want to make sure everybody can hear that. Let's turn it all the way up. Can everybody hear this? Yeah, definitely did. Thank you very much. To the left, to the left. That's right.
These people, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, okay? What we don't sit and chat, and we don't sit there and say, like, okay, when we're in chat together or talking to each other, we don't sing the song, anything you can do, I can do better. We don't sing that song because we don't try to compete with each other. We don't try to.
That's a lie, Jenna. That is a lie. There are panels of people over there competing to be the biggest victim of every circumstance, situation, or anything that comes up. I'm going to prove that to you here. But here we go.
To act like we're better than anybody. We all talk differently. We can be ourselves.
Spit it out.
We don't have to talk like we're so well educated. So, well, yeah. I haven't watched them in a while, but tonight my avatar, my face was like in the moon.
See, this is why I have to speed you up, Jenna, because you talk so slow. It takes forever. I guess maybe I just live a fast-paced life. I don't know. But if you're trying to portray that I think that I'm perfect, that is so far from the truth. I've made so many mistakes in my 47 years on this earth. So many. I'm probably going to make a shit ton more, because sometimes it just happens. Sometimes I don't make the right decision. Sometimes I make mistakes, and don't pretend like you're not sitting in a chat right now, some watch party, listening to everything I'm saying. Go ahead, laugh, smile, joke. I don't care if I bring humor to your life. That's awesome. But please don't pretend that nobody on this platform sits in watch parties, because they all do. I've been members of several Discords, several channels. I know that everybody does it. But don't portray that I'm trying to be perfect or something like that. Shoot, I've made so many mistakes. Here's the difference, though. Owning those mistakes. Owning those mistakes. Okay. Now let's move on to 18 minutes, 35 seconds. Let's listen to some more of this genius.
They do get Vilomah on this panel. I'm sorry, I can't even call her Vilomah. I'm going to call her Stephanie. They get Stephanie up on panel, and they thank her for all that she's done. And the way she talks about people is really disgusting.
Whoa. Actually, they thank me for having a moment with someone on their panel, someone that was deserving of that moment. That's what they thank me for. And then I meet them. We have conversation. See, that's probably not what you're used to over there on your side, where people talk at each other and not to each other, and they don't cut up and kiki and enjoy their time together. That's what I did. That's what the jerks did. We had ourselves a great time talking about various topics. I understand that you wanted them to all be about you, and you did your damnedest to make them be all about you, but that's not the case. See, there's some things that happened that don't involve Jenna or Purple, and I'm going to bring those to your attention, because you tried so hard to make every second of my time in conversation publicly with the jerks be all about you. And it's not. It's not all about you. You told your audience that I accused you of all kinds of things. However, it wasn't about you. But do you have a guilty conscience for those things? Because you sure did talk a lot about them. You were over there womping about a lot of shit that had nothing to do with you. Let me bring attention to that. 1945. Now, there is one private comment that I made in the back chat that day. See, back chat, back chat. So for the jerks that are here, I'd like for you to hear this. You remember what I typed in the back chat? You will when you hear this.
No, it was recently. I would love to be able to stream covering Griffey and them.
Well, go back a little further.
Yeah, they do have my face as their thumbnail. So I think that Tiffany, I really would love if you could send me. Remember when I came into your live and you was covering Griffey and them? Could you like send me? I can't remember when it was, but I know it was recently. I would love to be able to stream that live because you know more about them than I do.
So I hope that you can see how what I typed in the back chat that day actually has some relevance to it as far as the different groups of people that are exchanging all of their information that they think is correct. By the way, it's not correct. The majority of that's not correct, but whatever. Okay, well, let's move forward to 1 hour because this is all repetitive, uninteresting dumbness. 1 hour, 10 minutes, 15 seconds. Let's talk about the fabrication of trolls, the fabrication of backstage, photos, all this stuff. By the way, I would like for you to note, let me make this bigger for you to see. I'd like for you to note that on this panel, you will see right here that my name says Stephanie. And under that, it says Vilomah.Unstuck because I don't go on other people's panels. Okay, Diz, I got you. I don't go on people's channels, generally speaking, with my channel name because I'm not trying to grow a channel off of their audience. I go under my name, Stephanie, and then I type whatever the hell I want to in the bottom section there. So for the record, that's why it says Stephanie. And I don't care that you call me Stephanie. Just wanted to put that out there. All right, here we go.
I'm not saying nothing about her deceased son. I'm not saying nothing about her deceased son. But what I am going to talk about is fabrication. Fabricating. We fabricated the trolls that were in our backstage. We fabricated the trolls that come in and dox our family. We fabricate the videos that the actually YouTube channels that put out pictures of family members that have no clue about YouTube. That's fabrication. No, I'm sorry. But since we fabricate all of this stuff, I think you all are fabricating your lies right there.
Okay, so this is where Jenna's trying to make this whole conversation about her and an accusation thrown at her and meant to be all about her. So I don't know who fabricated trolls or deceased families' photos or any of that bullshit that you just spewed. But I do know that when it happened to me, and I'm referencing the timing, maybe you don't know that begging bum that you simp for, who goes by the name of Bombshell Reloaded on this platform, maybe you don't understand that the very night prior to this live stream that you're trying to review right here, desperately to become the victim of words spoken, she was actually called out for, once again, she got caught scamming in the new community. And anytime that happens, nasty emails hit me, troll accounts pop up, people do the most. So where you tried to take this whole live stream that was maybe 10% directed at you, you wanted it all to be about you. But do you have a guilty conscience for fabrication of troll accounts, fabrication of people popping up in somebody's backstage trying to get up on their panel? Because it wasn't about you. Nobody mentioned your name when it wasn't about you. It was about Bombshell's crew. But you surely do seem to have a guilty conscience because you went womping about so many things that were not directed at you. Oh yeah, Elise, I'll send you a link here. Sorry, I just now saw that. I apologize for that. See, here we go again. I listened to my mods. Elise wants to play something for us in the back, so I'm gonna text her a link from my laptop right now. Sorry about that, Elise. I am so sorry. I just now seen it. There you go. I sent it to you. So anyway, yeah, the night before this shit show that Jenna tried to pack into content happened, Bombshell was caught scamming again. And I've been celebrating for days since this has happened. I've been celebrating. There, she was called out on it, and then receipts were proven, and it's been going on ever since. Hey, Mrs. T, welcome. Thank you for the engagement, clicking on the stream. There's no hateful people over here. We're just setting the facts straight. But, go back over there to your fearless leader and get your orders and your little booty pat, and then go be a good girl somewhere else, okay? All right. Hey, Lise.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, honey?
I just wanted to let you guys hear one of the bands that are playing here at the winery where I work at. Just for a few seconds.
Definitely.
Okay. Here, I'm going to put it on the camera. Okay.
Oh, wow. It's so pretty there all the time.
Can you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that?
Yeah, we can hear it. What a blessing to get to work somewhere where you have live music in the hot sun all the time.
I absolutely love it. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys hear what we got going on here at the winery. So
yeah,
okay, I'll let you
record any of it. If you upload any of it to your channel, I'll look for it.
After your stream, I'm going to go out there and record a couple songs, and then I'll be uploading them to my channel. I always ask permission. So yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
It's
Appreciate
fun.
You.
Okay. Love you.
Have fun. Love you too.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, Jackie Jude. Welcome. Trying to catch all the names coming in. I love me some Commander Ender Turkey. Magpie. Why doesn't anyone give you wrenches, Magpie? I got you. Look, I got you, girl. Look, jerks. You see this? Jerks, look, watch, bam. And it is done. Okay. So now we have established that not everything is about Jenna, even though she wants it to be about Jenna. Let's keep going. All right, Susan, we'll be here. Okay. 111, 25. I'm just going to let it play from here.
I'm trying to get past this, but I'm trying to show you because she's talking the whole time. But I want to get to the part, and then I will get to the end part because I don't want to hear her whole thing, because when she speaks, when Stephanie speaks, it's like she's given an Oscar award, or she's been given an Oscar award, right? That's
Oh, can we just take a moment to relish in that? Thank you, Jenna. I appreciate that. Tell me I'm intelligent without telling me I'm intelligent. I got you, girl. I got you, boo. I got you, boo. I just wanted to put that in there too because I thought it was kind of funny. Okay, well, let's move on now to 1 minute, 1 hour. See, you shouldn't have to explain my words to people, Jenna. You should just drop the link to the content and they can hear it for themselves. I mean, really, like, what's the big deal? If you have to, if we are leaving the whole internet up to you, interpreting my words or my message to everyone else, we are fucking doomed, man. We are doomed. I don't, you don't have to accept me. You don't have to accept my words, but you damn sure struggle to interpret them. That's for sure. So now we're going to talk about something that is just a little bit touchy, but not really. She wants it to be touchy, but it's not. But I just want to make sure she understands, right?
I'm sorry, Stephanie,
Yes?
but I know many women
Uh-huh.
who
Spit it
has
out.
been through grief, who has lost children,
Mm-hmm.
and they tell me you will never, ever represent them.
Mm-hmm.
Ever.
Okay. See, here's the thing, genius. I'm not trying to represent them. Not at all. It's not my job. I don't represent everybody who's lost a child. Just those that have reached out to me when they need representation for things that they're going through. I'm not gonna give any more information than that. But whatever, man. I don't represent everybody, just like the word Vilomah doesn't represent everybody. It's just available if somebody seeks it out. That's all. So we agree on that. There you go. There's something that we can agree on. Just something. Title of the stream, by the way, is what side are you on? I'm on the side of truth, man. I know that's hard. It's a hard concept. Now let's go to an apology. Okay, let's listen to an apology.
When we had his
But I do want to ask you this question. Who on this side over here would actually have a picture of your child? Because you specifically said that your son would not be found in a graveyard. Okay. So who on this side would even know about your child?
Do you see what she did there? She said, I'm sorry, but. I'm sorry, but. Do you know what but means in the context of that sentence? It means forget everything I just said, because I really mean what I'm about to say. That's what but means. So when you say, I'm sorry, but, and then you list excuses as to why your words are more relevant than someone else's, you can't use the word but if you want people to believe that you're apologizing for something. And that's a shit apology. But I'm understanding and learning that that's kind of what happens over there is shit apologies. So I really don't think anyone expected anyone to actually mean that they were sorry, because it's sarcasm, right? It's sarcasm. It's sarcasm. Mrs. T, don't come in here being ugly. Don't come in here being ugly. Moderators that have, if you have a wrench, feel free to take care of anybody coming in here being ugly. You're not blocked, but you're not going to come in here and verbally attack people because we disagree with people. We're not going to do that. Yeah, you can't say the word but and make and expect that to fit in some type of I'm sorry. Just saying you're sorry that happened probably would have been enough. Damn it, you got to go your ugliest sin. Kill shot. Come on now. Now we're going to go to 1 hour, 17 minutes, roughly 40 seconds. Yeah, if you have a wrench and she gets ugly, just kick her. I don't play around with that stuff. You can't. Go back to your fearless leader. Go get your booty pat. Go expose us all. Go do all the things. Whatever. We don't care. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Right, Chris? I mean, it's hard. The words are hard, hard, hard. Go expose us. Expose us all. Go expose us to the perpetual victims. Okay, now we're going to get it. Valerie, are you here? Valerie, can you put a 1 in the chat? Valerie, if you're here. This is your forte, honey. I got you, girl. We're going to talk about peeners for a second. Is Valerie still here? Valerie Ventura! I know you're still here, girl. Get in here. Peeners, peeners, peeners. See? Tell me that doesn't work. I said it 3 times. Bam, here she came. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying right there? Here we go, Valerie. This is for you. We're going to talk. One baby. I love you. Hey, sweet sativa. That's right. We talking about peeners now. We're going to get to the peener part where, again, no accusation was made at any specific person, but Jenna wants it to be about her. She's got a guilty conscience for why we were talking about the peen bombs. And she wants us to say that it's her fault, but it's not her fault unless she tells me it's her fault. I actually know the person who did it. And I knew the person who did it at the time that I was on the Jerks panel. And I sent an email to them I'm going to show you the screenshot of the person. I sent it to them. So we couldn't have been talking about you or anyone else when we knew who it was. Thank you, Desiam. Desiam is somebody who I sent it to also. And there was somebody that was on my panel or in the chat, maybe in the back. They were there to help me figure out who it was. It's been validated, confirmed, all of the things. But all of those screenshots were already out and had been distributed to my friends, not in the form of, what did you call it? Revenge porn, but in letting other content creators where I go know that if they had an open panel, it was likely that they would be hit. Earth got the message. Desiam got the message. Irish Stevo got the message. And then I shared it with the Jerks because this person does it all the time. So see, it's not about you. Hey, Jen H. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Kelsey206. How are you? It's not about you, even if you want it to be about you. Well, here we go. Let's hear it in her own words. Now that Valerie's here to talk about peeners, we're going to talk about peeners for a minute.
Live you did the other night because she missed
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let me pull it up.
now.
Let me pull it up and I'll put it in the back chat. It's saved in StreamYards. I have to edit a couple sections out of there. I got porn. You see how fast she has it going? And then has the audacity to sit and talk about she talks too much. Girl, come on. You got me sped up that fast. Porn bombed and
I heard.
yeah, it was
When I was there, I must have left before all this started blowing apart.
All the exciting stuff.
But that was us who porn bombed her, or somebody from over here porn bombed her, obviously. So,
Can you guys hear that? Or did my screen share stop sharing? Let me redo it. Share screen. Here we go. Let me go back a little bit. I think it messed up. Here we go.
Soup.
Hey,
Thank you.
and you're able to balance it out with kindness.
Pull it up and I'll put it in the back chat. It's saved in StreamYards. I have to edit a couple sections out of there. I got porn bombed and
I heard.
yeah, it was
When I was there, I must have left before all this started blowing apart.
All the exciting stuff.
but that was us who porn bombed her, or somebody from over here porn bombed her, obviously. So she's about to start talking, and this is what I wanted for you guys to hear.
Earth, can you send me a link to your live stream when I jumped up on the panel to warn you that it was happening, and the same person who tried to get up in your back chat several times while I was on panel, and I think even after that, can you send me a link to that, please, so that and a timestamp for when that happened, just so people don't call me a liar, because it did happen, and it does happen, and it happens all the time, and we knew who it was. We knew who it was the third time he tried to jump up on the panel.
Stuff happened.
Yes.
I wasn't feeling well, so I wasn't in
It was
chat,
not
but I think I
exciting.
fell asleep
The
early.
porn bomb can hardly be called a porn bomb. It was that little.
It was that bad.
It was a skin tag.
It was skin tag.
Yeah, it was itty bitty.
That's a shame.
Super itty bitty. His Yes, parents lied Valerie. to him. Matthew was on panel with me. It
I
was.
think Julia is Bugsy, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
You know that's a dox, right? You know you just dox somebody. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. When you try to tell everybody what a dox is, I actually have it pulled up for you to learn from. But you did. You just doxed somebody. Not okay on this platform. It's against terms of service.
Commercial thing that they do on their show.
His parents straight lied to him, telling him that he had something bragging rights on there because that's not true. Definitely a skin tag. Definitely. Did you see that?
Don't you find it a little
I'm glad I
interesting?
missed that.
Don't you find it a little interesting, the timing of all this?
I do.
The bomb. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I was talking about that a little bit. So it's like it's become so apparent. It's where it's happening at, and
Mhm.
the particular times it happens. During it pinpoints exactly who. That's why I've been talking with YouTube and making sure they're watching accounts, because I've got it narrowed down to a
Yeah.
handful.
Can you guys drop the circle jerks? I'm sorry, the jerks link also. Sorry about that, guys. So once again, the live stream that's in reference was the stream that I did the night before that when one of the jerks was on my panel. And we actually talked about Bombshell the majority of the night. Talked about Bombshell and her lies, Bombshell and her scamming, Bombshell and the number of people that she's been caught, all of those things. And so, yeah, it is. The timing is always very suspicious. But Jenna, why did you think it was about you? Do you have a guilty conscience or something? I mean, it kind of sounds like you have a guilty conscience. And again, they flip this into revenge porn. So let me explain this. When some jackass pops up on a panel, a public live stream, and tries to show his skin tag looking wiener to everyone watching. And I have a recording because I always record the back, always, because of this shit. And I share it with other content creators so that they know to look out for the name of the person who's sending it. That's not revenge porn. That's helping people not make the same mistake I did, which was let somebody on their panel to do it to begin with. But the victim over there wanted to turn this into somehow, some way, being a bad person. If it was revenge porn, I'd have posted it on my community post with an emoji on the top of it, so it looked like one of those dolls. But everything's not about you, Jenna, and you're not the victim. You're not a victim of me, and you're not a victim of this. This had nothing to do with you. Once again, the night before, Bombshell was exposed for all of her scamming. I think the entire internet knew this except for you. But you wanted to make it about you. Nobody wanted to see that skin tag. Nobody wanted to see any of that shit. But this goes on and on and on. 119. Okay. 136. 1 hour. I'm giving you timestamps. I've already dropped the link, but I'll drop it again. 136:30. Here we go. Let's hear about how these victims want this to be revenge porn.
Candace herself. Right. So revenge porn is okay. Yeah.
Revenge porn. Are you kidding me?
Yes. You sure did, Linda.
Listen, Linda. That's not revenge porn. If you think it is, think away. But
what the hell is this? Yo, what are we watching? What?
What? Okay. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. We aren't finding this out with other channels. We've gone to the people with the power to investigate. Absolutely. That's the best way to do it. They don't even see it coming. But nobody is invincible on this platform. Not me, not anybody else. There's terms of service that have to be followed. And if they're not, well, you know. Okay, now let's go to 1 hour, 40 minutes. And 40 minutes. 5 seconds, roughly. Okay.
Before she gets to this topic right here. Now, mind you, she's never been a fan of purple, nor I. Okay? Never been a fan. So, what actually makes me believe that Stephanie done her homework out of an unbiased way?
Well, let me explain it to you one more time for the last time. I didn't know anybody. I knew of people, but I'd never had conversation aside from one email that I sent 5 or 6 months ago asking if I could use content from their live stream. And then I shared a community post because I used the content from that specific live stream. So I don't care if you think I'm a fan or not, but let me tell you what did happen. I lurked in a lot of chats. I lurked in Purple's chat. I lurked in a lot of chats, getting familiar with people over here on this side. When the clips were sent to me, I did my homework, and you know that because I pulled up the original live streams. I clipped them in their entirety. I played that live stream, which is still live. I made a video of the accusations. It's still on my channel. Here's the thing. We don't have to agree on if you think that 6up Media did what you accused her of doing. I don't believe she did what you accused her of doing in the words that she used. She never said, I can, I will, I did. But that's what was said on your panel. The Heidi person said 6up did do that. Go back and listen to it. She said she did obtain the records and she did show them on her channel, and that's not true. We don't have to agree. What you accused her of doing and what Purple did do are two very different things. I understand that you're never going to accept that because you want to be the victim of this so terribly bad. I'm not a fan of anybody on this platform. There's people I enjoy watching, but I wouldn't call myself a fan or a follower of anybody except myself. That's right. Just me. When people are speaking truth, I tend to stick around. When they're having fun and laughing and carrying on, I stick around. When they're constantly in drama and negativity and falling asleep and all of those things, I don't stick around because it's not good for my mental health. That's important to me. So let me move on here to 1 hour, 43 minutes, 20 seconds. This is somehow very important to these people. I have to explain everything because if not, they're the victim of everything. Hey, Jordan. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Hey, Nikita. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you.
That's why I asked that earlier because I knew you weren't new.
And there's a watch party.
Jenna, don't act like you ain't sitting in a watch party right now, listening to every word, reading every comment in chat, because you know you are. Your phone's probably blowing up with people sending you emails or text messages of screenshots that you think are about you. We know that's happening. Don't play dumb, girl. We know.
Why? While she was on Purple's panel, 6up asked, or they asked 6up, does she believe that Stephanie would fall for it? No. Why? Because Stephanie supports 6up. And you'll hear that in a moment.
Go to YouTube. I could just
not at all. And there's clip. Thank you. Thank you, Jen H. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for that. So that conversation had nothing to do with me. I came in completely unbiased. You won't find very many streams of 6ups or the jerks where I actually commented or engaged with the chat. Go fact check that. Until I realized that they were right in the accusations. And let me be clear about this. When I jumped up on your panel and I was actually allowed to have the conversation with you guys, that stream ended very well. I was welcomed back. You said you were grateful that I gave perspective from a grieving parent's point of view. I mean, I think it went pretty well. Hello, Kelly. The next day, when I didn't agree with the accusation, I didn't agree that 6up made the threat or followed through with it or continued to threat with it. She engaged with the chat. Person in the chat should have probably just shut up and went away. But forcing the issue still did not result in 6up saying she was going to obtain records and do anything. Two completely different contexts. We can agree to disagree. That doesn't mean I hate you. But what happened after that? After that, rather than being adults and agreeing to disagree, everybody fired up live streams about me. I became the target. I don't really give a shit about it. But that's what you did. You brought Bombshell into this. You brought Tiffany Marie into this. Two people I'm never going to get along with because of who they are. So when that all happens, it proves to me, nobody needed to send me links. I seen it for myself. That when I disagreed with you and was seen the next day in the jerks chat, here you go. You're now a victim of me. I victimized you somehow by saying I don't agree with you. Somehow you ripped apart 2 live streams and made yourself a victim of me saying I disagreed. I did not feel that the same accusation carried the same weight or the threat. There was no threat. There was no threat. So now here you hate me. Now you're saying these ridiculous things about me. You're going to people like Carl and Bombshell and Tiffany Marie because I didn't agree with you. Because I said I don't feel that the threat in any capacity was the same. I played them back to back. I literally played them back to back. Maybe you should do that. Maybe you should play back to back and listen to them a little clearly. I tried to help you understand how words matter, the words that you use matter. But, you have to be willing to hear somebody, not just sit quietly waiting for your chance to come in. As a matter of fact, Jenna, you tried to come in hot. You tried to do that drama community bullshit, and it didn't go very well. So play the accusation. Play both of them back to back. The only people that are going to agree with you are those white knighters sitting over there that are never going to hear anybody else's perspective. Never. They're never going to hear anybody else. Let's go to 1 hour, 59 minutes and 0 seconds. And let's listen to Jenna educate us on what doxing is.
Steve's name. But she was saying that I was trying to dox somebody.
Hey,
I'm
Amanda.
gonna tell you about doxing. If I don't put your picture out with your real name on it, I'm not doxing you.
That's not true, Jenna. I'm going to drop a link to the chat for an article, updated article. Hello, Amanda. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. You can click on that link, Jenna, anytime. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. Let me pull up the other one. Because Jenna thinks that she has to post your photo and your picture, and your name in order to be considered doxing. Okay, here's the website. Undo. Here we go. Command C. All right, there we go. Pull this back up and let's go to the website that actually talks about doxing. For just a moment here, I dropped the link in the chat. Click on that. Let me screen share here. Let me move this to my other screen. What is doxing and why is it illegal? Okay, so many people get this wrong, Jenna. Don't feel bad. So many people get this wrong. Let me full screen this so everybody can see it clearly. Okay, I'm going to go through this kind of quickly. So if you're speeding me up to 2x, you might want to slow back down. The term doxing is short for dropping docs. Docs being slang for documents. Typically, doxing is a malicious act used against people with whom the hacker disagrees or dislikes. Didn't you call yourself a hacker? I think you did.
What is doxing? In this lesson, you will learn what doxing is and why it is a big problem nowadays. In the past 20 years, cyberspace changed dramatically. 20 years ago, posting something online was like speaking to a group of friends during a hangout. Now it is more akin to shouting on a crowded square. The public availability of anything we do online has given rise to many unique cyber threats, including privacy-focused attacks, such as doxing. So, what is doxing? In early hacker culture, doxing meant de-anonymizing a person on the internet, identifying who they really are. Today, the term has a broader meaning. With the advent of social media platforms, a defining principle of the internet has been open access to data. Now, even a stranger can find and publish personal information about someone without anyone's permission, which is what a doxer does. Doxing is revealing personal information, such as someone's real name, address, and so much more online on purpose to attack someone online and even offline. The purpose of doxing is to punish, intimidate, or humiliate the target, and that target could be anyone. Doxing can be used for extorting money using personal data or to create a negative public opinion about a person. Sometimes doxers see their actions as a way to right perceived wrongs or bring someone to justice in the public eye. You may believe that there is nothing that would make you a target for doxing. You do not seem to do anything that would be considered wrong. You are not provocative, nor do a dangerous job. You are not rich, so there is nothing to extort. But that's not really the case. It is hard to predict what can offend someone online and how they might behave. Let's see one example. During an online game, two players, Steve and Jack, get into a fight. Steve, enraged by one comment from his opponent, Jack, finds him by his nickname on a social network and identifies where Jack lives through geolocation and photos of the area around his house. Steve then DMs Jack that he knows where he lives and will hunt him down. Jack is now worried about his and his family's safety. Does this sound like something that could happen to you or someone you know? Regardless of the motivation, doxing violates privacy and leads to unpleasant consequences. In the next lesson, we will discuss what the exact...
Okay, so just to be clear, recently, doxing has become a tool in the culture wars, with rival hackers doxing those who hold opposing views from the opposite side. Does that sound familiar? With rivals who hold opposing views. Doxers aim to escalate their conflict with targets from online to the real world by revealing information which includes home addresses, workplace details, personal phone numbers, social security numbers, bank account or credit card information, private correspondence, criminal histories, personal photos, embarrassing personal details. Doxing attacks can range from the relatively trivial, such as fake email signups or pizza deliveries, to the far more dangerous ones, like harassing a person's family or employer, identity theft, threats, or other forms of cyberbullying, or even in-person harassment. Let's scroll down here. I dropped the link. I'll do it again so people can go and read this for themselves. Regardless of the motivation, the core purpose of doxing is to violate privacy, and it can put people in an uncomfortable situation, sometimes with dire consequences. It puts people in danger. How does doxing work? We live in an age of big data. There's a vast ocean of personal information on the internet, and people often have less control over it than they believe. This means that anyone with the time, motivation, and interest to do so can turn that data into a weapon. Here's some of the methods used to dox people. Tracking usernames, running a WHOIS search on a domain name, phishing, stalking someone's social media, sifting through government records, tracking IP addresses, reverse mobile phone lookup, packet sniffing. The term packet sniffing is sometimes used in relation to doxing. This refers to doxers intercepting your internet data, looking for everything from your passwords, credit card numbers, and bank account information to old messages. Doxers do this by connecting to an online network, cracking its security measures, and then capturing the data flowing into and out of the network. One way to protect yourself from packet sniffing is by using a VPN. Using data brokers. Data brokers exist to collect information about people and sell that information for profit. Examples of doxing: releasing an individual's private, personally identifying information online. See, if you go to someone's Facebook account and that Facebook account is not linked to their YouTube channel, you're doxing their Facebook. The Facebook will have more information on it than what they're putting on their YouTube. You're also showing their family names, their friends, people that they engage with by showing their Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any of those things. People live under the guise of, if it's public information, yeah, it's public information. But if you're helping the public learn more about this person, you're doxing them. Revealing previously known information of a private person online. Releasing information of a private person online could be damaging to their reputation and those of their personal and or professional associates. And then here's some examples. Is doxing illegal? Check in your state. How to protect yourself. With the vast array of search tools and information readily available online, almost anyone can be a doxing victim. If you have ever posted in an online forum, participated in social media sites, signed an online petition, or purchased a property, information can be publicly available. Large amounts of data are readily available to anyone who searches for it in public databases, county records, state records, search engines, and other places. Protect yourself and your IP address by using a VPN. Practice good cybersecurity. Use strong passwords. Use separate usernames for different platforms. Create separate email accounts for separate purposes. Here's a whole list of things. But Jenna's not correct. It's not just posting a picture and a name. If you post a photo from someone's social media to your wall, and that person does not have their social media from Facebook or Instagram or wherever you go, if it doesn't have that social media site linked in their own YouTube channel, you're doxing them. You're making it easier for someone in the public to find out who they are. If you'd like full context on this article, there it is. There's the link. Now let's get back to this mess. So, okay, that's the doxing. Let me go to my next timestamp. 2 hours, 8 minutes, 15 seconds. I hope Susan Georgia Peach and Texas Girl are here. It's Lise also. 2:08:15. Let's see who Jenna goes to for credibility. Hello? Are you there?
No excuse, Stephanie.
No excuse.
Sorry, not an excuse.
Hey, Kelly.
You gave someone money. The woman did not scam you out of money. You gave her the money. Regardless of what it was for, you gave her the money.
Well, Jenna, why don't you go tell that to the 9, 10, 11, 12, 50, 11 other people who are out and about right now showing the receipts of her doing the same thing. You weren't there. You weren't a part of any of that stuff. You don't have anything to do with the situation. You were a nobody then and you're a nobody now. So don't tell me that she scammed or didn't scam. She fucking scammed. Not just me, but hundreds of people on this platform. Your opinion is not warranted, relevant, or necessary. Keep that shit to yourself. You be talking to hundreds of people on this platform of which are exposing her now. I almost said exposing. That are exposing right now. They're exposing her on the daily. She does the same thing over and over all the time. So there's that. Don't tell me I've shown the private messages. Again, you didn't do your research. You didn't do it at all. Now let's go to 2 hours, 48 minutes, because this is all blah, 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 and 30 seconds. And listen to some more genius come out.
You asked me to review. I think that's what it is. Hold on one second, guys. I am going to, because at the end.
Once again, you can review it as many times as you want and try to spin it as many times as you want, but can you next time play it in its entirety? Because you're cherry picking certain parts that make you a victim. You're not a victim of me. I didn't victimize you. You've alleged a claim that I don't feel is valid, and I said that. That's it. That's all. You're here? Okay, there we go.
Now, mind you, Purple and everybody popped in there, right? She modded all of the other side. Since we're saying what side are you on? She modded the other side. She gave Purple a wrench, took that wrench right back. Why? Why did she do that?
Hey, Eileen, thank you. I wrenched you because I want you to be able to see if anybody comes in and doxes. If anybody comes in under a troll account, you can click on it and go and grab that URL if you want to. Please don't rogue mod me. I would never do that to anybody. Please don't do it to me. Okay, so this goes back to June 24th, and timestamp is around 48 minutes. This is when this is first brought up. This is my perspective. This is my opinion on the accusation, and I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it here. 48 minutes, and this one is only timestamp is 48 minutes. I dropped the link to this live stream. I think. Let me do it again.
I don't think she wrenched.
But for you to follow along, go and find the resources or whatnot. Then do your own homework kind of thing. You'll be able to do the same thing. You'll be able to go and hear this for yourself. Let me type it in the chat here. Bad idea. Okay. Once again, it's my channel. I can do what the fuck I want to do. I don't need anyone's permission. Okay. However, I'm going to say it one more time. I wrenched people from both sides. I actually said, if you're from the opposite side of 6up, please let me know. Make yourself known so I can wrench you. And there were some that were wrenched. But when my long time from day one moderators tell me that it's a bad idea to wrench somebody, I listen to them. They matter to me. So when they told me it was a bad idea, I removed the wrench. Point blank, period. That's it. That's all. But still, when I was accused of deleting people and deleting comments, I went through the entire chat. I screen shared my side of the chat and showed only one comment was removed because it mentioned my son. That's it. That's all. Not one other person, not one comment was deleted. There were people that retracted their comments and then retyped them. I have no control over that. Not one moderator blocked, removed, or deleted one person. And the minute that stream was over, all of those wrenches were removed. When I schedule a live stream, sometimes I'm a minute late because I'm tossing wrenches. I go to people's channels and grab their URLs, and then I wrench that way. That's it. That's all. You can spin that however you want to and victimize yourself with it, but I don't ask for wrenches in chats. And I didn't owe anybody a wrench in a chat. Purple didn't give a shit. She didn't want her links dropped. She didn't want anything. I gave her nothing, exactly as she asked. But yet here you are, the victim of something that has nothing to do with you. Now let's move on to something very important. Another allegation that I was so supportive of all of these people and their channels and their spaces. I'm going to show you how stupid you sounded trying to spin this narrative. See, I communicate with people. I do things the right way. I think of what's the right thing to do, not what's the easy thing to do. My moderators matter to me. That's right. You were on that live. Also saw people scramble to look, and boom, there were retracted messages. There were. I shared the whole chat. As soon as I saw the accusation that I was deleting people's comments or that my moderators were blocking people, I showed that that was not true. Show that part next time you make the accusation. Show that part. Now let's get to where I'm accused of having been supportive of 6up Media and the Circle Jerks. Let's do that right now. Boom. JBT will always have a wrench on my channel because I happen to love JBT and think he's a wonderful human being. And we have projects in the making. So there's that. Spin that however the hell you want to. See, I wouldn't know these people if you hadn't treated me so shitty. I wouldn't have stuck around in their chats. I wouldn't be so active in their chats if you hadn't proven that every accusation that they've made about how you treat people has been true. Because you treated me like that for simply disagreeing with you. I disagreed. I did what you told me to do, and then I disagreed with you, and then bam, I'm the devil. Okay. Oh, no, Jenna, she's never personally done anything to me, but this is a terrible story. This is a terrible tragedy. The loss of a twin.
Stephanie, I call bullshit.
So you know how earlier I pulled up that victim mentality, gave you the 11 signs of victim mentality. Okay. So I offered condolences and empathy. Whether she takes it or not, it's irrelevant. I offered them. But let's see how she spins that. Me saying to her that I truly, genuinely, 100%, even right now today, feel terrible for the loss that she suffered. Let's watch how she spins this.
5 or 6 months ago.
But I'm going to reiterate again. I don't know Jenna. She's never personally done anything to me. But that this is a terrible story. This is a terrible tragedy. The loss of a twin.
Stephanie, I call bullshit. 5 or 6 months ago on your community page.
Hey, True Texan.
You was actually promoting the Circle Jerks live. It had Mrs. O's picture. It had me when I was dressed up as a moon face charlatan. And you was actually promoting them on your community page. So that was like 5 or 6 months ago.
Yes, Jenna, you finally did some homework. I'm sorry it's not going to work to your narrative, though. Let me show you what she's talking about, okay? Here's what she's talking about. I said, meet me in the chat with Circle Jerk. That's what I always say. Meet me in the chat. Meet me in the chat because I want you to engage in the chats. Have a great night, True Texan. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. See this? 5 months ago. Meet me in the chat. Let me show you why I did that, genius. Next time, just look a little bit further. Do you see this? Let me full screen it for you. This is still on my channel, Ziggy and the Exploitation of Summer Wells. See, this is a video that I made because I was sick at watching Ziggy with her water rods talk shit about Summer Wells. Let me drop the link for Ziggy and the Exploitation of Summer Wells. If you'd like to go back and watch that, I had some opinions about that. So, okay, Lise will be here. Buffering when the clips load. I'm sorry. So, let me just make this clear. Yep, I sure did. I surely did promote that stream because I used content from that stream. I also emailed at the time Circle Jerks and said, is it okay if I use this content? And then I gave timestamps for the content that I wanted to use. And I used their content because I didn't want to engage with Ziggy because I think that she's repulsive. So, yeah, you're right on that. If you want to call that being BFF and having all the conversation behind the scenes, you're insane. Because I didn't do that. There's also two. Well, let's just pull it up and take a look at it, shall we? Let's pull it up and take a look at Stephanie's community post. And let's just see how much I promote other channels. Let's see. There's Sleuth Mom. There's Sleuth Mom. That's my post. That's my post. Oh, I promoted Purple Phoenix. I promoted Rena, another Vilomah. I promoted Tracy Ann True Crimes. Susan Georgia Peach. A Little Fun with 6 Up Media 7 days ago because I was in her chat and it was a fun time. We had a blast. Oh, Purple Phoenix. There's that. Ooh. Mine. Sleuth Mom again. Duck and Felonies. Sapphire Jewels. Again, this is about Zav Girl here. And so was Duck and Felonies. Was about Zav Girl being a piece of shit. Vivacious Vow. Talking about standing up and committing to fighting against tragedy pimps. Irish Stevo. This was about Bombshell. Jenny Jen. More content about Bombshell. I promote Lisa's channel on the regular. Promoted a beautiful clip art that Lisa did for Michael Monkey Vaughn's case. And you don't get to tell me not to do that. Only her mother can, or his mother can. Here's some more Sleuth Mom for you. Here's some AB. Living Richardson, another Vilomah. Safe Haven baby boxes. Sleuth Mom covering Echo Lloyd. I said, meet me in the chat. You see where it says meet me in the chat up here? 6 Up Media. Yep, I voted. I voted for the kid. Sure did. And I promoted that. Here's some more Sleuth Mom. Here's some more Sleuth Mom. This was a child close to where Summer went missing. Hey, Michelle. Welcome. Hey, Breege. And then this child was found, went missing close to in Rogersville, Tennessee. Here's AB. Here's Avoy. Here's Earth. Texas Girl. Susan Georgia Peach. That's right, Lee, because you don't have one. You don't do nothing on it. Or I would. Here's some more Lise Levesque. Tragedy Pimps Exposed. Susan Georgia Peach. Deets on the Streets. A Balance. Jenny Jen. Status Coop News. By the way, has a lot of content about East Palestine. Here we have Sleuth Mom again. Lise Levesque again. Status Coop News. I'm almost to the end here. Meet me in the chat. I don't even know who that was. Somebody whose channel is gone now. Here's Texas Girl. Here is Lise Levesque's clip art. Lise Levesque's clip art. Lise Levesque's clip art. Lise Levesque's clip art. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Status Quo News. Tragedy Pimps Exposed. Pink, because I love her. Here we have Cherry Picked Clips. Another great clip channel. Sleuth Mom again. Lise Levesque. Sleuth Mom and Lise going to be tied? Probably. Deets on the Streets. Deets on the Streets. Heels in the Air. Circle Jerk. See, this is what she's bitching about. I was such a supporter of the Circle Jerks, you know, blah, 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 blah. Because they allowed me to use some of their content from this live stream. Yep. That's how it works, generally speaking. Can we all make a commitment to this beautiful baby girl? This was about Summer Wells, and the content creator is no longer on the platform. Blank Screen. Tracy Ann. Some more Lise Levesque. Lean Mean YouTube Streets. This is the bombshell stuff here. You guys seeing anything about 6 Up Media or Circle Jerks where I'm all up into their ass crack like, you know, I'm accused of? I'm not seeing it, but I mean, here we go. I have a deleted shit. If you got screenshots, show them. Show them. Don't be afraid to show that shit. Tragedy Pimps Exposed. Lean Mean YouTube Streets. Prison Mike. Lise Levesque. Lise Levesque. Some more Lise Levesque. Here's some YouTube Streets. Lean Mean YouTube Streets. This is my post. The infamous German lady. Lise Levesque. Prison Mike. This is all during the bombshell bullshit. Let's see. Who else do we have? Sleuth Mom. Burden of Proof. Lise Levesque, Language of Horses. Promoted Lise, who is promoting Language of Horses. Let's see. We're 7 months ago. 7 months ago. Duck and Felonies. Robin Lane. One video. I Am Courtney Michelle. Sleuth Mom again. Burden of Proof. I mean, do we see how this goes? Red Dot Dolly. It's a Mood. Heels in the Air. Heels in the Air. Burden of Proof. See, I don't go back and delete shit. Clearly, I don't go back and delete stuff. Okay. Heels in the Air is on here. Clearly, I don't go back and delete stuff. Duck and Felonies. Sleuth Mom. Duck and Felonies. Beautiful picture. Absolutely beautiful picture. These are grief workbooks that we did that are privated. Lise Levesque. Sleuth Mom. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious Sleuth Mom and Lise Levesque are winning. Oh, 6 Up Media. The Real Dolly Vision police report from arrest in Chatham County at Quentin Simon's home. Look, Bohram Betty, I'm the media. There you go. If that means that we're keying it up in the behind the scenes text messaging and all of that stuff, I mean, I guess you got me with that one post. But at the time, that's what we were all talking about, was Dolly Vision trying to obtain the identity and location of Savage Live Media's grandchild, which is fucked up. And yeah, that was 8 months ago. 8 months ago. 8 months ago. This is way back during the Kylie Rodney stuff. Rena promoted Rena. Sam the Adventure Man. Lise Levesque. A Balance. Lise Levesque. Shall I continue? We can scroll through this all day long, but I'll let you do it. I'll drop a link to my community posts, and you can go back and tell me how I'm keying it up with the jerks, former Circle Jerks, or 6up Media, and let me know, because only when I've asked them if I could use their content, and then I shared their content on my community wall, which is the right thing to do. If that's wrong, so be it. But don't accuse me of being any more or any less than what I say I am myself, because it's bullshit. And if you're going to make the accusation, can you fucking prove it, for God's sakes? Can you just do that one thing and fucking prove it? Can you prove it? You're completely delusional. You took another situation and tried to victimize yourself with it. And yeah, it's not going to work out too well, because the truth is not there. And if you say it is, you better have the screenshots to prove it. Thank you, JBT. JBT said I can use his content whenever I want to. Nikita, I'm glad that you're feeling better. Yeah, they're literally delusional. I mean, I showed the video. Let me pull it back up. I'm going to show you the video of 5 or 6 months ago that I made about Ziggy using the water rods that she should have shoved up her ass. I'm going to show you. Here's my channel. It's going to be this video right here, 6 months ago. Do you see that? Ziggy and the exploitation of Summer Wells. Before that, there was a live stream, but I put it on private because Chasing Truth kind of scolded me for cussing a little bit too much. And I've yet to go back and edit that, but that's why it's not. But there you go. Yep, the person, the group of people that I asked if I could use their content and said yes. And then, oh my God, I shared their stream on my community wall. Like, what? How is that wrong? It's the right thing to do, right? Just like I'm dropping your link in my chat right now because I'm talking about some bullshit that you sputtered without doing any research into the shit that you're claiming. Sue me on it, man. Okay, so now let's move to... But did you see that? She takes the moment that I'm offering condolences, and she doesn't have to accept them or anything like that. She doesn't have to accept empathy from me. I'm nobody. She doesn't have to do that. But in that moment, she shuts up and goes on to talk about what a victim she is because I didn't agree with her. She's going to accuse me. 2 minutes. Let's hear it again so I can get a drink of water.
Not very big. My dad was only one.
Okay, I don't want to play any more than that because this is someone's personal story and I want to be respectful of that. And had it not been on a public stream, I didn't know how to address it, but I'm going to reiterate again. I don't know Jenna. She's never personally done anything to me, but that this is a terrible story. This is a terrible tragedy. The loss of a twin.
Stephanie, I call bullshit. 5 or 6 months ago on your community page, you was actually promoting the Circle Jerks live.
That live was about Ziggy. Are you sorry that it wasn't about you? I don't even know who you were. It was about Ziggy. Let's move on. We can say it 100 times. We can show it 100 times. But a perpetual victim will always become a victim of any situation. You can walk by them and smile. And then they're going to say you did it wrong. Or you didn't do it right. And there's no help for those people. Now let's hear what she has to say Here we go.
Address this one because it's not rude.
Back and grieve. And I hope that you know, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, your loss.
Here we go
On
again.
no one's side. You had already had your side picked.
Here we go again. I'm being very sincere in the words that I'm speaking about feeling very sorry for her loss. And I can't imagine what her life is like. Again, I can't make people accept that or believe that, but it is genuine. But here we go.
Their personality or who they are and living the rest of your life feeling probably, I would imagine, like half of you is missing. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Jenna, I am so very sorry, not just for you, but for your mother, for your whole family, who have suffered such a great loss and suffered greatly through that for such a long time. And I'm sure that you'll continue. And again, I have resources available if you would like them. I'm here in reference to what it's like to grieve. And I hope that you know, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, your loss has nothing to do with the fighting and the back and forth that's going on right now.
All right, I will address this one because it's not rude.
Here we go.
Okay.
Bye, Diz. Have a good night.
How does that side know how many people over here who have lost? I'm not going to use that word because that word does not describe.
So on the brink of offering sympathy and empathy and condolences and acknowledging the loss, she's going to make it about the word Vilomah. But she's the victim of things, right?
That side know how many people over here who have lost. I'm not going to use that word because that word does not describe anybody over here who has lost a child, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Let's hear that again from this genius. Let's hear it again.
Okay. Your side here. I can be politically incorrect. I don't care. You're neutral on no one's side. You had already had your side picked.
Apparently, JBT.
Their personality or who they are and living the rest of your life feeling probably, I would imagine, like half of you is missing. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Jenna, I am so very sorry, not just for you, but for your mother, for your whole family, who have suffered such a great loss and suffered greatly through that for such a long time. And I'm sure that you'll continue. And again, I have resources available if you would like them. I'm here in reference to what it's like to grieve. And I hope that you know, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, your loss has nothing to do with the fighting and the back and forth that's going on right now.
So I'm offering condolences, but watch what she turns this into.
All right, I will address this one because it's not rude. Okay. How does that side know how many people over here who have lost? I'm not going to use that word because that word does not describe anybody over here who has lost a child.
You don't get to determine that.
That's just my opinion.
It's up to the person.
So if I took it out of context, then it should have been used in that right context. Like, you know, I think they would have put more to it than that.
So because they didn't add enough words for you to understand, because we didn't use enough words for you to understand. Let me drop this link also. Jenna. It's not about sides. It's about a person who has lost a child having an identity if they so choose. It's not up to me if they choose that. It's not up to you if they choose that. It's up to them if they choose that. It's like theirs for the taking if they choose that fits for them. I don't run around slapping labels on people, even people I don't like. I run around saying, here's the side. Here's the side. Lee, I think you dropped your phone again or something. So let me show you where it comes from, since there's so much to be said about the term Vilomah or the word Vilomah. This comes from February 24th, 2022. It's for anybody, no matter what side, up, down, left, right, in, out. It doesn't matter. It's there if they need it. All of us have experienced losing a loved one at least once in our life. It's painful, but we accept it as part of life. It's the natural order and just how the world works. But nothing is more heartbreaking and traumatic than the loss of a child. The unimaginable pain, sorrow, and agony can only be understood by others who have suffered the loss. In recent days, this word is gaining acceptance and building a community around itself. The term Vilomah, or Vilomah, however you would like to say it, it's your word, describes a parent who has lost their child. Life has its natural order, and in that order, children are supposed to outlive their parents. But sometimes there comes a time when parents have to bury their children. Vilomah comes from Sanskrit, which means against the natural order. Sanskrit is one of the oldest languages that dates back to 400 BC. The same language gave us the word widow, signifying empty. There are times English cannot capture the true essence of a word. The term Vilomah is powerful yet straightforward word that captures the pain and turmoil that a parent faces in this situation. Carla Holloway, a Duke University professor, began using the word Vilomah after losing her child. She goes on to say the gray-haired should not bury those with black hair, as in our children should not precede us in death. If they do, we are Vilomah'd. Do you want, I'm going to come down here. Do you want to recall one of the most painful experiences when someone asks? Using the term Vilomah is adjacent to the word widow or orphan. The label helps people understand that it's a painful topic to discuss. Community plays a massive role in grieving and healing those who have experienced loss. Grief and sorrow can feel like a never-ending abyss, a dark void from which there is no escape. Not only are you engulfed with these emotions, but there is also the constant, overwhelming sensation that surrounds you. A community, recognition, a sense of familiarity helps people crawl out of that dark place. Losing your child may feel like a curse. People who experience this alone tend to blame themselves, but this label helps people find others who have faced a similar tragedy. It helps normalize the process of grief and sorrow. Again, let me drop the link for anybody, including Jenna, who'd like to actually do some research for a change, because we did work very hard. Hey, Rena. How are you? We did work very hard in order to obtain that word. And I do take offense when people mock it. But just remember that if you mock me because of that word, you're mocking people in your chats. People in all across the country, the world, everywhere that identify with that word. So you're not hurting me because you don't have the power to hurt me. You're hurting them. But I like how in the midst of offering you condolences, sincere condolences, whether you believe that or not, any loss is tragic. Every loss is tragic. Every loss is painful. Every loss is hard, even yours. But in the midst of that, you bring up the word Vilomah to tell me that your side of the fence, you don't want them to identify with the word Vilomah. Let me tell you, my name is not on that word. I use that word. Hey, NJ Robin. I use that word so that other people learn that they have an identity if they so choose to use that. You don't get to decide for them. I don't get to decide for them. They decide for themselves.
But thank you for coming in, Pollyanna. I do appreciate that. I'm not looking, I mean, you came in, I'm not,
It's live. Oh boy.
heard. This stupidest shit.
That's right, Tater. It was not about a side. It was about truths and lies.
I'm sorry, y'all. I know I keep
Hold on.
pausing it, but I just can't with these dumb fuckers.
Now let's see how angry she gets because I didn't agree with her. Because I didn't agree with her. I didn't sit down in that space and agree that her opinions, her conspiracy, her theory, her alleged accusation was the same as what Purple had actually done. Let's watch how angry and hateful she gets. and my mere existence.
I keep pausing it, but I just can't with these dumb fuckers.
Okay, you can knock it off. You're not going to derail me.
Fine. That won't happen. Oh my God, KK. Hold on. Get this. Hold on. I'll help you out.
And I asked, oh, shit.
Look,
I
Celeste,
was asked to review it, and I was asked to call it out. I'm not sure what you're missing here.
I have two sisters. I am a twin.
Okay, she plays it again. I'm not going to do that because we've heard it twice now, and I don't want to do that because that's not the important part. That's important because someone lost someone that they care about, and I care very muchly about that. I care very much about that.
I will in
Never,
a minute.
even your enemies, their loss matters. Should not be weaponized.
See, I didn't play it because it's not my personal story to tell. If I was a bitch or an asshole, I mean, I probably would have played it, but I didn't want to do that because it's not about the loss. It's about the accusations that were made. See, 6 Up Media is not denying that you have a loss. She's denying the story surrounding the loss. And that's what you just can't sit with, that somebody is saying that they don't believe that. And because I said the accusation that she had done some vile, disgusting things is not the same as what Purple actually did. Here you are. Here you are.
Weaponized. So we have this Music 55KK who just won't let it go. You don't have to agree with everyone's opinions. You don't have to agree with anyone's opinions. The first time I spoke about my son, let me tell you, it wasn't just weaponized against me, but an entire channel, conspiracy.
KK would not give up taking up for me. So that just gave 6 Up the privilege and the right to say, I most definitely can't pull her death certificate. All KK said was, have you seen her death certificate?
And what you did there was you didn't rewind to the part where 6 Up Media said she did not. She didn't want them. You played this 13, 50, 11 times so you could spin the narrative that 6 Up said she could if she wanted to. You didn't play before that when she said, I have not and I will not. She said, nope, I don't want them. But you played this part over and over and over and over and over to make it look like something it's not.
That's what KK said.
Whoever KK is, she brought into the chat the words death records. Not one other person in the chat, because I watched it. Not one person on panel, which was 6 Up Media. KK brought the words death records. The only reason 6 Up Media said, no, I did not go get the death records. No, I do not want the death records. It's not about the death records. It's about the story behind the death. She didn't say anything. She didn't say, I'm going to go get them. She didn't go on a 10-minute rant about how she can if she wants to. She said, anybody can obtain death records. She didn't say she's going to obtain death records. If KK had not been white knighting so hard in the chat and mentioned death records, because 6 Up was only talking about dates as for when testing for HIV was actually introduced into medicine and science. She wasn't saying anything about death records. So yeah, I'm going to stand by my statement. You can spin it however you want to, but the truth is there if you'd have paid attention to it. But you didn't. You kept playing the same portion of this video over and over and over to try to drive home a narrative that wasn't true. 6 Up did say previously, no, she did not and was not going to do that. She didn't want them. Her only argument that you then turned into death records, her only freaking argument was that she didn't believe the story. No one doxed that child's name or information or birth date or death date or any of those things except Jenna. Jenna put pictures up, not only of a headstone, But she also put pictures up of a receipt where she allegedly purchased death records. That's it. That's all. No one threatened to go get those records. Heidi said that on her panel. Heidi said on Purple's panel, okay, JPT. On Purple's panel, Heidi said that 6UP did obtain those records and that she did put them on her platform. And I looked through and didn't find them. They're not on 6UP's channel. They're on Jenna's channel. They're on a clip channel. But they're not on 6UP's channel. And 6UP didn't do minutes long of making the same threat. She could if she wanted to, but she's not going to. But she can if she wants to, but she's not going to. But she can if she wants to, but she's not going to.
She didn't say 6, pull her death certificate. She didn't say that at all.
No, Heidi said that on Purple's panel when I was sitting there. Heidi said she did do it. And you and Purple co-signed that and said that that was true. That was the whole reason I looked into it. Because you did say that 6UP did do that. Would you like me to play it for you?
At all.
See theory nut went on to allege and try his damnedest to believe and make people believe that I never lost a child. That was part of a social media experiment. That because my ex-husband's last name or my ex-husband's wife.
Good night, Eileen.
Has the last name that is the same as an involvement with the missing child's case, then I must be a child trafficker. I understand how this shit goes. I'm not new here. I'm not doing that to anyone. I never would do that to anyone. When somebody says to me, this person has weaponized the death of a child and threatened death records, I listen.
You didn't listen too good, did you?
I did. I played it several times. I clipped it, for God's sakes. I did listen. What she was accused of doing did not happen. She never obtained death records, nor did she threaten to obtain death records. And she never posted said death records anywhere because she didn't obtain them, because she made it clear that her fight was not about the death records. It was about the story behind the death. But if you want to be the victim, keep spinning your narrative, because it's all you're doing. You're spinning a narrative. But listen how mad she gets. She gets so mad.
Supposedly, but then she's over here eavesdropping like a motherfucker.
You understand that she couldn't have died of AIDS in 1982?
I want y'all to listen to this.
That's not willing to hear me for what I'm saying. You have your opinion formed, and so I'm not going to keep repeating myself. I can't tell you over and over. I don't have anything against any of these people.
You're a
unless
liar.
They're using the death records of another person's deceased child.
You see how mad she gets? You see how mad she gets? Anger. Because somebody doesn't agree with her. Because she can't control their mind. Tell them how to think and what to believe. If I had agreed with them, it'd be a very different world. But I don't agree with them, and they can't make me see something that's not there. So she's butthurt. Stream after stream after stream after stream. Because I don't agree.
In a nefarious way, in the midst of these battles.
You're a liar.
Period, point blank. That's why your comment got
You're a
deleted.
liar.
Because you keep saying the same thing over and over and over. You're just wording it differently, trying to wrap it up in a pretty little bow, but it's not going to work. So 6UP Media said, let me rewind it here. This is the comment that everybody is like, she did that, she did that, she said that, blah, 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 blah. She threatened to pull these death records in an attempt to, I don't know, somehow use it as a weapon. Let me play it again for you. If I want to, the thing is. I just want to hear if it's really hurt. I don't really care. I absolutely could pull the death certificate if I wanted to. The thing is, in the United States, it's a crazy thing. You can actually request birth and death certificates of anybody in the whole entire nation. Unless it's an active investigation, you can get it. Did you know that? No. You were not? No. Okay. I just want to hear the voice. So the accusation was that this was the same thing that I was saying that Purple did. Okay. Let me play this for you. Bear with me.
Still waiting to see or hear or 6UP threaten to do that.
I mean, I know people aren't going to agree, and that's okay. They don't have to. I'm not here to make people agree. I'm doing what I was asked to do.
It's live. Oh boy, if that isn't a train wreck waiting to happen, I mean, we all are well aware of shenanigans.
Hi, Miss T. Love you.
So she was over there. She's tried speaking upon it's of today's my show, and then think you can speak on some shit,
Hello,
and you don't even know where they were put. You didn't say the name right. And then the best part of all, guys, the best part, and people watching, that I said I was going to autopsy photos. Was trying to get her son's autopsy photos, and that's never what I said I was going to get. Never once, and I never once said I was putting anything online. But it's a Freedom of Information Act, right? People have the right to know. Said I was putting anything online.
So she says, I'm not going to put anything online, but it's the Freedom of Information Act. People have a right to know.
But
so she went from playing what Six Up was saying to what Purple
have the right to know.
And we're to believe that this is made months ago, not recently. And we're to believe that this was sarcasm.
But you know what, Stephanie?
Oh, show us your anger.
Purple has blankly said she would not. She even apologized.
No, she didn't.
For even saying it.
No, she didn't.
But did Six Up? No.
She doesn't owe you one.
She's a low life piece of shit. Just like you.
Ooh. Do you hear those words? Hey, Jima. Do you see that? Do you hear the anger because somebody doesn't agree with her? Because again, this isn't about the loss and the emotions with that. It's about making an accusation about somebody that's not true. It's not true. But listen how angry.
If I wanted to, I could file for it. Like I said, I just have to pay the fee. I'm not going to, but just know I can. Because
that is a threat.
That's a very big threat, stated over and over and over and over and over through this live stream that Purple did, that I clipped and put together a video about.
2 weeks ago. That is a threat. 2 weeks ago. That is a threat. 2 weeks ago.
Good night, have a line. Love
person
you.
Can get autopsies of a missing a missing and murdered child, then that doesn't make anybody else off limits. No.
That's also a threat that was made. Tell me again how somebody owes you an apology. Because one of your white knighters goes in their chat and mentions death records. And then they're straight up told, she has no interest in getting those. She's saying she doesn't believe the story.
Not going to do it. I'm just, putting it out there. But since, you've already accused me of calling the funeral home and trying to get autopsy photographs, which the funeral home doesn't even have. So that was way before.
And she didn't believe the story. People are so...
Now let's listen to how ugly she gets when somebody doesn't agree with her. Thank you, Wee Frosty. I got it. When someone doesn't agree with her narrative, let's listen to how ugly she gets, how hate-filled she gets. All because I said I didn't agree with her. All these live streams because I don't agree with a statement. I don't agree with an accusation because I don't find it to be equal to what Purple did. Nor do I think anyone owes an apology outside of Purple because she did stream after stream threatening the same thing.
Or white knighting so hard to say it's believable or not believable. That was the fight. This comment is what brought death certificate.
And don't tell me how unbiased I am when I've said it numerous times throughout this live stream and the other one.
I absolutely could pull it.
So we have Music55KK saying, are you saying you've seen the death certificates? Remember the first screenshot that was pulled up or that I showed that started the whole conversation about death certificates came from the same person who said, so that is what they put on the death certificate.
If you should be pissed off at anybody, it should be this KK person for continuously mentioning death records in the chat. Even though 6up Media made it very clear she has no interest in obtaining those death records, nor did she say she was going to. Period. She never said she's going to do that.
To which, let me remind you, 6up replied and said, did you see the death certificates? Because we shouldn't be willing, we shouldn't be white knighting for something if we don't know it's true. 6up is simply saying she didn't believe the story. People are white knighting so hard to say it's believable or not believable. That was the fight. This comment is what brought death certificate conversation in. Let me continue with how this played out and why people want me to believe that 6up Media threatened to obtain the death records of someone else's family member that had passed away in an attempt to weaponize those against someone.
The death certificate. I want to see the thing is, I don't really care. I absolutely could pull the death certificate. I want to see the thing is, in the United States, it's a crazy thing. You can actually request birth and death certificates of anybody in the whole entire nation. Unless it's an active investigation, you can get it. Did you know that? No, you were not.
Okay. Moving on to the next live stream. Let me drop the link. This comes from, because I did my research. Don't tell me I didn't do my research, because I take this subject very for a minute. Anything that you want to go live about.
Almost.
I was
done, guys.
asked to listen to the clip, and I did. And then I believe you also were in the chat saying, are you going to call it out? Are you going to call it out? I bet she don't call it out. I bet she don't call it out. What the fuck do you want me to do? I'm not white knighting for anybody. I'm not on a side. Somebody made an allegation that another content creator was weaponizing the death of a child against that person's family member.
She did.
I sat on the panel and listened to it and watched.
No, Jenna, she did not. She replied to your white knighter in her chat. And she made it clear that she did not and had no interest in doing so. But you didn't play that part on your live stream. I played it on mine. You did not play it on yours. But she actually said she had no interest in those records.
And watched it. And then I said, we drop it in the back chat. And then the whole chat, I bet she doesn't say anything about it. I bet she doesn't say. If I had said nothing, the same people would be in here saying, she didn't even do it. She's just here white knighting for the other side. She's their new friend. All of the things that you think are not correct, but you're not willing to hear that. You're not willing to hear that.
Hey,
so
Matthew.
I'll continue on with this.
Let me add though. Hey, Matthew. Let me add though that I am their new friend today because they've proven to be credible people. Whether you believe that or not, they've proven to be credible people. See, the way that you've come at me because I disagreed with a statement that you made, and the anger and hatred and all of the bullshit that you're spewing my way because I didn't agree with you, proves that they're pretty fucking credible.
Dude.
This comes from June 28th,
Jackson.
and she's addressing
That is the
what we
second
watched.
night
Like maybe
that you have gifted memberships. Wow. Callie Dime, welcome. You got a gifted membership. I love Ulta. Someone gifts you memberships and you're lurking, please.
Oh, here we go. Here's something else
Y'all,
should educate you
I
about.
hate to tell y'all this, but when someone gifts you memberships and you're lurking, please make sure you turn it off. Otherwise, you're going to be gifted a membership and you're just hate watching.
That's also not true. It's also not true. You don't have to be lurking or watching or anywhere in that stream in order to be gifted a membership. I know that's true. I was gifted a membership to Six Up Media's channel and then accused of being her sugar pie, honey bun, lover bug, sweet, sexy, all the things, name it. I frequented her chat just like I used to frequent Purple's chat. You have to go into the settings and make sure that it's turned off if you don't want gifted a membership. But just because somebody's gifted a membership doesn't mean they have to be in your chat or lurking or anything like that. I can show you how to do it.
But hey, I welcome haters too.
Once again, you can't be the victim of people getting memberships by saying that they're lurking in your chat. Doesn't mean that they're lurking in your chat. It means they used to frequent your chat. It means that they haven't disabled their gift memberships information. They haven't clicked on that to do that. I'll show you guys how to do that in a second.
I do. I don't have no hate to any of y'all. But welcome.
Hello.
I will be making some emojis today sometime. So
I hope you did that.
Thank you for the information. She threatened my son and before you. My son wasn't a true crime case, number one. Number two, he's a professional athlete.
you just like really made that account. Come on. She's lower than shit.
Oh, here we go. Here's what I wanted to do here.
Twisted.
To pull the death records of anyone.
Okay.
Hey, Tater.
So when someone says, I can most definitely get the death certificate, what does that mean?
You should have played the 5 minutes before that to hear that she said, I have no interest in that. I don't want those records. And actually what she says is, I could if I wanted to Did you know that in this country, anyone can obtain death records? There's no threat. Shouldn't say you can. Her argument is that the story is not believable. KK came in and made it about death records. But let's listen to how ugly Jenna gets when somebody doesn't agree with her.
What does that mean? So, you, like I told you in your life when I was begging you to fucking stop, you twisted, psychotic person. You went after Purple for saying I could get the death certificates, but Purple says she wasn't, and she apologized for making that statement.
That's not true.
But 6 Up didn't, because she's a piece of shit. She's lower than shit. She is a maggot that roams around in shit, as well as you are.
Well, that's not nice.
The Music Media 55, KK, whatever person in the chat, brought death records into it. 6 Up Media said, did you see the death records? And then the KK person said, well, you should go pull them. And 6 Up Media said,
Y'all fucking hear that. Y'all fucking hear that.
Yeah, those comments are there.
Let me rewind that for you, little bitch.
I'm threatening to do it.
Drunk and drunk.
Yeah, I have a problem with that. And it's clear that you don't see that this is wrong, and it's clear that the behaviors are not going to change, which makes you a dangerous person on this platform. I was under the impression that the clip that was played was truth, and it's not. I had every intention of calling 6 Up Media out because of the allegation in the clip that was played, but I went and got full context. At no time did 6 Up Media threaten to pull the death records of anyone. The Music Media 55, KK, whatever person in the chat, brought death records into it. 6 Up Media said, did you see the death records? And then the KK person said, well, you should go pull them. And 6 Up Media.
That's not what KK said.
That is what KK said. The comments are there. Go back and watch it.
That is absolutely false, what you are saying.
The comments are there. They're there. Go back and watch them.
You're lying.
Media said, newsflash, in the United States.
You wish that there was a lie told so that you could be another victim. You live in a victim state of mind. Everything, you're always the victim. Always, always, always the victim. Always. Always the victim. You're never going to get away from that. You should learn to pay attention. So we're done with that. I'll drop that link one last time for anybody that wants to go to that stream and listen to all that vile grossness coming out. Just go to the end if you want to laugh. So earlier in the stream, when I said that I knew who the porn bomber was, let me show you how I knew who the porn bomber was. Let me first show you that I didn't lie, that I went over to Earth's live stream and I was on her panel, and the same idiot tried to jump on her stream.
Because, like,
no, it's not. Adam likes a lot of stuff.
To ask you, I wanted to show it to Vinny too. I showed it to Irish Devo. I don't know if you know who that is or not, but I wanted to ask you. I wanted to show it to Vinny too. I showed it to Irish Devo.
Yeah, I got it now too. Because the little bastard's in my back chat or in my chat. Not in my chat, but on my. But he's trying to come up here.
He's following me around. That's why I didn't want to jump up on the panel, because I got a stalker.
Bro, let me tell you something. One, I ain't let your ass up here. Two, leave the woman alone. She's got a lot of protection over here. You don't want none of that. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Is he in here?
He was trying to come up here.
Yeah. Now, what would make me go to Earth's chat or to Earth's panel, who's my personal friend off this platform? What would make me go to her channel and click the link and go on her live stream and say, hey, I wanted to give you a heads up on this? Probably because not only was I talking about bombshells, fuckery, and getting caught scamming again, that person that you think is so credible, but so was Earth and Vinny. So was the panel over there, which is why it made sense that the idiot would go there and try to click her link. So this here is the proof. He jumped up in the back chat, changed his name to bitch. Okay, see that? And he has a YouTube channel using my face up here, you see. And this is the person who we knew that night because I sent the screenshots over so that everybody could look at them and see that if this person, no matter what name, because when I clicked on his the authentication and it went to his page, here you go. He goes by the sugar. So Jenna, if you're not the sugar, you just have a guilty conscience, I guess. Because this is the person who first off jumped up in my back chat and tried to show a wanker. And then when I said how tiny it was, nothing for bragging rights, he then jumped back up with a tape measure next to his wanker. Before the wanker, though, he jumped up and showed me a gun, pointed it at the camera like a moron. So he was trying to have fun all night long. And so why did I say that it had anything to do with timing? Because Bombshell was being called out. Yeah, he'll come in the back chat. But he tried several times and try to pop up.
Next time, mofo, you ain't getting the fuck on here. What's wrong with you?
How do you see?
But don't worry, I got the screenshot, bro.
I've been avoiding. He not only popped up in my back chat several times, but he also did the same thing to Earth. Here is Earth exposure files link. But you wanted it to be about you, Jenna. But he did this several times. He popped up on her panel he popped up in the back trying to get on her panel several times. Panels because of that, because he just kept following me around. He sent me a weird song by email. I need to send it to well, I was glad IRCO was with me. Well, yeah, he's not dropping links anymore, but I wanted to warn you about that because the first thing he porn bombed me under the name Jeff, and then he came back and then he tried it a second time, but I sent it to you. He put a tape measure next to his Johnson, which didn't improve the view at all. I sent you the screenshots.
Yes, you did.
Then he popped up in the back chat with his Johnson hanging, which looks like a skin tag, not a peener. Son, you shouldn't be proud of that at all. It's actually quite fun. Nobody wants our head, of course.
That's my girl.
Like, it's pathetic.
Yes, bro, don't pop up like that again, because one, I ain't gonna let you on.
He popped up in the back chat again.
Two, you've already been screenshotted, and I will report you. The next time, it will be a report.
So, don't call me a liar. He was in multiple channels that night. And it happens to be a lot of people that were talking about Bombshell. So, yeah, everybody go sub up to Earth Intro Files if you haven't already. Great channel, calling out a lot of bullshit. That's the porn bomber. And Jenna, you asked to know who he was, and I sent them to you. There you go. I didn't send them to you, but I showed them because I know you're watching. There you go. That's the porn bomber. So, Precious Things, whenever I click on it, I didn't save the link to it. And then, so I went back and typed in the sugar. And you know what? I'll see if I can find the link, because I think I have to go in and unblock them because I blocked them and then kicked them. So I'll have to go back and unblock them and then try to grab the link. And if I can, I'll make a community post so everybody can block him. He's actually subscribed to a lot of females in the true crime community and some of the clip channels. We were shocked to find that he's subscribed to mostly women in true crime. I think there was only 2 men that he was subscribed to, but he's definitely a predator of some sort. I mean, trying to show everybody his Johnson, like, get out of here. It's a skin tag. So anyway, let me pull up this. This is the last time I'm addressing these morons. They're going to be a victim no matter what you say, because it goes back to victim mentality. It goes back to having to be a victim no matter what. And you can't change that. Those people have to change themselves. There's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing anybody else can do about that. You can pull up as many things as you want to and swap them around and spin your own narrative and only play certain parts of something without playing all of it. See, that's why I did my research. And I went to all of the channels. I went to all of the streams in reference to that allegation. And I'm sorry, I'm just not, I'm not gonna agree with that bullshit. I'm just not. So after that, I want to thank everybody for being here. I do appreciate you all very, very much, especially for spending some time with me. I think the next time we get together, maybe we'll look at a grief workbook and talk over some things like that. But I appreciate everybody. Hey, Kim Holmes. Appreciate everybody. I don't know where I'm going to go to next. I think Earth probably will be live tonight. If not, Diz I Am will. So everybody thinks I appreciate you. Have a great, and again, nobody has to agree with me. Just go do your research before you make a decision, because there's some people that have channels that don't do research and they don't show full context, and they're the dangerous people. They're the dangerous people. They're the people that have a reason they want you to believe something, but you have the ability to think for yourself. Thank you, Breeze, for subbing to Earth. I appreciate it. So everybody have an awesome night. And I'll be back tomorrow at some point. Can drop the link for that doxing article. Yep, I'll drop it in the chat right now.
Say that again, nothing to quite hear you mess with the wrong bitch. So I heard you're back in town and haven't changed a bit, man. You get off talking down to the little man. Time you get what you deserve. Wow, you're so fucking stupid. Been a while since my head was this polluted. Lucky I know my own word. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, boy. I like your blood on my teeth, just a little too much. So bite me, slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah. Little girl gon' got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear ya. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge up on the. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands on my head, up every day. Ooh, ding, ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I'm like a punch backed into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya. Did you think I'd be easy? Snap me like bamboo. Hold me into the sole of your jackboot. Wish I could bottle the taste. Cause I drink up that look on your face. So you wanna fight me? Are you big enough? Kick the back of my knee. Are you serious? You keep on trying, boy. I like your blood on my teeth, just a little too much. So bite me, slap me around the face. Now I'm twisting your arm till I hear it break. I get stronger every day. Yeah. Little girl got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear ya. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era. I've been at work and I got my badge up on the. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands in my head, up every day. You ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I pick a punch back into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, faster. Little girl gone, got a gun from a gangster. Honey, I've changed so much since I last saw ya. Hands in my head, up every day. You ding ding, hold my earrings for my debut. Cause I pick a punch back into a corner. Come at me, don't tell me I didn't warn ya.